Welcome back to How It's Done. Today we're going to go over how to add electrical to your pergola, or any outside structure really. Doing some switches. We're going to be doing some plugs that are controlled by switches for bug zapper, fans, speakers, lights, Alexa, fountain, whatever you want to do. So we're also going to have some plugs that are just constantly powered, and we're going to explain to you how to get all that wired in to your house safely and watertight so that you don't have any issues moving on. So let's get started. If you like videos like this, go ahead and click that like, give it a thumbs up, and if you want to see more stuff like this, hit that subscribe button and hit the bell, get notifications. Here we go. We got the box put in for the plug by the grill. We've got the box put in for the two switches. And then over here, we've got a box up here that's going to be controlled by a switch. That's an outlet controlled by a switch. Same thing here. This will be for the bug zapper. The one up there is going to be for the two ceiling fans that are going to go up there. And then this one over here is in place for our fountain, which is more algae than fountain at this point, but yeah. So go ahead and start getting some pipe laid out, and we'll show you how to bend the pipe. So as you can see, there's a little bit of a gap between where the back of the pipe would be and where the wood is. Same thing with when you're doing metal pipe runs, the bends are called the same thing. So what we're going to do here is just a offset, which is basically going to move the back of the pipe about that 1/4 of an inch back so that it sits flush with the post. When we get up here, we're going to do another offset. This one down here is called a box offset. This one is just called an offset to basically go that 1 3/4 to step off of the wood there. And then we're going to go straight into a 90 to come across here, where that's the last box I actually need to put. But we're going to get that distance off the pipe, because it really doesn't matter for this. That one's going to be controlled by that controller there, so that plug is going to be on all the time, just like that one will. And then we will run to the 4x4 J box that's going to be up here. Same thing here, we'll just do a box offset, and then we'll probably offset into that J box. Same thing over here for this one. We'll do a box offset going into a regular offset in a 90, and then just straight on into this. And I'll show you what we're going to do at the top when I get to that. Start off with the box offset. Like I said, it's not that big of a change, a 1/4 inch. Probably not going to be that noticeable if you don't do it, but by doing it, it is going to make it look a little bit cleaner. I'm going to be using a heat gun to do this, and I typically will have it set to, this is an adjustable one, it goes up to 1050 degrees. I'll probably set it to like 800 just for the sake of speed, but you want to be careful not to just focus on one spot. And don't get too close to where the end of the pipe is, because if you warp that, you're not going to be able to get it into the box, in the connector. So that's why I have it in the box here too, to help keep it shape. see the pipe starting to bend like that, so that's a good sign. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hold it down there like that, and then take this wet cloth, and while I'm holding that down, just kind of dampen that. That'll help harden it up pretty quick. Helps cool up the pipe so that you've got a nice little box offset there. There you have it. Like I said, just a little bit of an offset, but that will make that look a lot cleaner. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and first thing I'm going to do is the 90 at the top, and then I'm going to do the little bit of offset. I'll show you why once I get there. But I went ahead and measured from the top of this box outside to where I want the top of the 90 to be, 74 inches. So basically I got this propped against the garage door, and then the bottom of this is 74 inches, so that when I get this section heated up, I can bend it, make sure it's a nice 90-degree angle on that. One thing I will caution you, you do not want to overheat the pipe. You want it to be a big enough section where it's malleable but not too soft, because if it is, the pipe will start to fold over on itself on the inside of the bend, and you don't want that, because that A, is going to make it really hard to pull wire through there, and B, it's going to change your heat dissipation inside the pipe, and you could end up getting a hot spot there if you run too many wires. So go ahead and heat that up, and we'll see how that goes. So there you have it. Nice bend, not really any folds on the inside or any collapsing of it. So a little bit sharper than I would have hoped for, but it looks pretty good, not bad. Basically a sharp 90 instead of a gradual 90, but that'll work for my setup with the way that the wood is. So now all I've got to do is basically take this piece of wood here, place it underneath, and then I'm going to heat up a section down here to do the offset. See, it's already kind of offsetting itself. The important thing to remember here, though, is that you want the pipe to remain straight. You are looking for things to be flat, which is why I've got the piece of wood here. As I'm doing this. Alright, let's go put that in the backyard and see how we did. Well, I'd say that turned out looking pretty good. Not bad. 90 looks pretty clean. So we'll go ahead and do this on the other guys. Alright, so this is going to be the box that is going to go, I'm calling it the J box or junction box. It's the one that's going to be in the middle that everything's kind of going to get connected to. I've got a couple little dots drawn on here for where I need to drill the holes to put the connectors in there, or the male adapters. Basically I got two on the top, which are going to go to the bug zapper and then the fans. So those will be the ones controlled by the switches. This one on the bottom is going to go to the switches. It'll have the switch legs coming back. I'll explain that when we do the wiring. And then one on either side, a little bit lower. Each one of these is going to go, that one will go to the plugs on the right. This will go to the plugs on the left. So I've got my drill set up right now with a hole saw. So we're going to go ahead and drill that out. And I'll show you what we're going to do in terms of bending the pipe to make the offsets on this. Alright, so the J-box is in place. We've got the conduits run for everything with the exception of the two boxes that are going to be controlled by switches. And because of the way these are with the wood right there, I can't really bend a 90 that way. So we're going to be using LBs. On this one up here, on this box, I've got the two holes in the top. We're going to be using a threaded LB with the MA on the end of one of them. And then the other end we're going to be using a conduit nipple. It's basically threaded on one side and not on the other. So this will go up on the inside of the box and be threaded into this on the outside. And then we can just take the top off, run the wires through. And on the other ends up here, we'll be using the PVC LBs like this, and the conduit can just go straight down into the box here, and then the box over here. So let's go ahead and get that done. We'll show you how to wire this up.